Hey, welcome back to another show, Surviving the Badge. We still got your 6. We appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to be talking tonight. It's going to be a solve the case. You be the detective. I love these shows. Last one we did, the audio was absolutely horrific. We've got that fixed now.
We hope.
This is going to be amazing. And because it's a murder and it's like self-solve, look, we have a ghost in the room and it's moving the can. Everybody's hands are up top. This is really weird. We're here at John's Hero Bar and it's got ghosts in it. Stick around. This is going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to be able to participate with your comments and we will be right back. All right, let's go to the beer moment, Big John.
Warsteiner Brewer's Gold. Unfiltered smooth taste.
Oh, that's good. Is that a lager?
I am a lager
I know
drinker by trade.
That's why I'm asking you. You should
Not a
know.
lager. I haven't tasted it yet, though.
Oh my gosh, that's a good 8.5 right there. That's a good beer. I love a good dark beer.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going to give this a 9.
9.
Oh, that is good. There is full
Get it?
body.
Yeah,
There's
I
good.
get
Nine.
9. 9.
9.
All right, good.
I'm going to give it a 9.5. This
Good
is
beer,
good.
John.
It
Good
is
beer.
damn good.
All right, so before
I
we
would
go,
rank it up there with my Sam Adams Oktoberfest, which is absolutely my favorite beer in the world, which I give a 9.8. I would give it a just below that.
Nice, nice. All right, before we go in the episode, we're going to talk about our officer down moment. As of right now, 80 officers in the United States have died in the line of duty, and for various reasons. But
That's
we want
80 too many.
Right? We want to salute you.
Salute. God bless.
Rest in peace. All right, gentlemen. So if you are new to the episode, what we do here is we put you, the audience, against our expert detectives. They don't know anything about this case, and I'm going to start laying out the case for them. And you can play along at home and talk to yourself, oh my God, this is what I would do. And this is what I'm going to ask them questions, and we're going to try to solve the case as best as we can.
And if you're a victim, please don't spoil the story.
And by the way, we are going to do one of these very, very soon live. So stay tuned for that. Within the next month or so, we're going to do one of these live, and we're going to have comment board up where you guys can comment and say what you think and everything else. It's going to be a blast. If that's something you want to see, make sure you put it in the comments that you want to see a live show where you can get in on the conversation and all. It's going to be amazing. We might have a couple call-ins and just have a whole group. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are the detectives. You're sitting in your detective office, just kind of twiddling your thumbs.
Not doing a damn thing.
Because you are the greatest detectives of all time. You have all your cases solved. And you get a call from the fire department. You get saying that you need to respond to a fire. And you're like, why am I responding to a fire? John, do you think you would be responding to a fire?
Well, there's several reasons, but the fire
We only have
department.
20 minutes, John.
Yeah, the fire department may have said it could be arson or we found a body.
Bing! Second one, we found a body. So, fire department comes to, they are working a fire of a large garage. It's at a residence, but at the
So
residence.
a privately owned detached garage.
Correct. It's a large garage, and there was a fire there. The wife inside calls
Inside the
911
garage?
and says, "Oh my God, my garage is on fire!" I'm sure that's exactly the voice she had.
Was it a she shed?
No, it was. It was a man garage. It was a large garage. So they get there.
Was there a floor drain?
They put out the fire.
No, that's an important question, because if there's a floor drain, then it's a true garage. If there's not a floor drain, it's not a garage. It's
Anyway,
just-
so they get there and they found a body, under a truck that had apparently been worked on. And what you see is that a truck is laying on top of a body and engulfed in flames. All right, LT, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking we have a body under a truck engulfed in flames.
Okay. I mean, are you developing any theories like maybe the truck?
He was
fell
working on the truck.
Working on the truck. Okay. Crushed. All right. John, what do you think?
I just said.
Okay, that's
he was working on the truck.
Okay.
Yeah, several things could have happened. He could have been operating a torch under the truck, a grinder under the truck, a spark lit some fuel on fire.
Okay.
You just really never know. I was
right.
just being a smartass before. Sorry.
So you talk to the wife, and the wife says that her husband was working on a truck. He builds custom trucks like monster trucks and things like that. And last time she saw him, he was out in the garage working on changing out a fuel filter on this truck.
Bing, 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 bing. Fuel filter.
Fuel filter. So
I'm going to guess that's not as obvious as it seems.
Not with Camille, it wouldn't be.
what?
It was probably an oil filter.
Yeah, exactly.
So, tell me what some things. So obviously, we want to make sure that things aren't necessarily obvious as they seem. So what are some things that you guys might be checking?
Well, I'm going to be working with an arson investigator on this because it is a fire, and they have the knowledge as to accelerants and origins of the fire, so on and so forth. So being the limited knowledge that I have on what, the origin of the fire, accelerants, and this. Now, I'm going to be working very closely with an arson investigator on this case.
Okay.
I'm going to guess the important thing we need to look for is identifying this body.
All right. Let's hold on that for a second.
So apparently I've touched
No, you're
a
right.
nerve.
But let's
Touched a nerve.
So what you notice when you're examining
The crime scene.
the crime scene, you notice a broken work light laying right next to the ground.
Okay.
Where the victim's laying and the fuel pump was lying.
Okay.
All right. So could this have been the cause of the fire?
Absolutely, it could have been.
All right. And how is that?
A spark from the broken light. Was it LED? Was it incandescent?
All right. I am going to give you this. It was a little. This is in a little older case prior to LED lights.
Okay, so an incandescent. So
Yep.
yeah, the heat off of the filament on that could have ignited gasoline or any highly flammable substance. Oil, probably not, because the element would have burned out and discontinued electricity across the element before it lit oil on fire.
So to confirm that, what might you want to do? What are some things that you could do to establish or confirm or disconfirm the light causing the fire?
That's the fire marshal.
Okay, ask fire marshal what? Could the light have done this?
Yeah.
Fire marshal says, yeah, sure, a light.
Well, no, it's not an exact science, fire investigation. They can usually come up with a likely cause for the fire.
Yeah,
Right.
it's plausible. Yeah.
A plausible reason.
Right, absolutely.
So,
Besides talking to the fire marshal.
But you can see if the filament was actually burning when the light
And
was
how
broken.
can you do that while you're at the scene as opposed to
You can look at the
lab?
filament itself.
Okay.
If the filament is intact,
Well, it's burnt because there was a huge fire that almost burned the whole
Right.
place down.
Yeah, but it wouldn't burn tungsten.
Okay. So what else could you do?
plug it in and see if it works.
Okay. You're getting closer. So you guys look around and you find that the circuit breaker is turned off. The circuit breaker in the garage. All the breakers are off. The main breaker is off.
Okay,
so,
well,
so then
that-
that's not your cause of fire.
That blows that.
Right.
You would still have to plug it in and see if it works because
Maybe, you have
it could be a
something-
secondary
Right.
service
Okay.
to the garage or something
Right.
else, which I found out unfortunately.
Now, let me ask
Secondary
you this.
services when I got my ass knocked clear out of a roof.
I almost did that too.
Oh.
Good thing I had a good pair of pliers.
Yep.
Pow!
Yep.
Yeah, so when you look at the circuit breaker and you go, and you see it off, What's one of the first things you do? Should do as a good detective?
In the circuit breaker?
No,
Oh,
as a detective.
check for fingerprints.
Okay, before you even do that, would you ask the fire department if they turned off the breaker?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, they said no. They did not kill the breaker.
Yeah, because they
and-
cut battery cables to cars and everything
Yeah,
else on
they-
THIs.
They'll have the power company turn off the power
Right.
to the.
You
residents.
contact the fire department, they said no, didn't kill the breaker, didn't touch it, nothing. So, what are we thinking now?
That there was no power to the garage.
Okay, so back to what you were saying, John. What is you said you want to identify the victim, confirm that is the
husband that we're assuming it is.
What is the easiest way that we could confirm that?
The easiest
at the scene.
Are you
the
asking
scene.
him?
Either way, whoever.
At the scene, I mean, obviously you would try to hopefully be able to find an ID in a pocket or something of that nature.
Okay, very good. He has a wallet in his pocket, and
Hopefully it didn't all burn up.
it did not. It was charred, but the wallet is the husband's wallet. The wife identifies that as the husband's wallet.
Okay.
All right. So we have one more thing that you notice. Is this
Oh,
the
see,
husband?
now's where he tells us the things that we should have known before.
No,
Well, that's okay.
So
You're right,
the
but that's
wife
okay.
tells you that the husband has been a mechanic for several years now. It's more of a hobby than everything else. And one of the things that you notice is that the truck was just supported by a jack, and the jack stands were over in the corner. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, the position of the jack, is it still erect or is it
No, it's
knocked
it's
over?
fallen-
Is it
yeah,
Is it
flat?
flaccid or erect?
It's fallen
Exactly.
over. And the truck has fallen off of the jack.
Okay, well, I mean,
That happens.
Okay, yes, absolutely.
you're
But my question is, having a set of jack stands not under the truck with a seasoned mechanic, does that send up any red flags?
Nah, it might
necessarily.
make me do a
Would
but nah.
would you use just a jack and not jack stands working on a truck?
I do all the time.
Yeah, see, I use jack stands and the jack. I'm too
Yeah,
worried
I do all the
that I
time.
would get 100% squished
Because
under
I
a truck.
don't have jack stands. But if I had them, you asked the question.
it depends on what you're doing.
If I had them and I
Change it-
knew I
change it
was
out to fuel pump.
I knew I was
You
going to
have
be
jack it up.
up
You're gonna be under it.
underneath the vehicle and I had jack stands, yes, I would definitely use them. But it all depends, man. He could have just been thinking, this is just a fuel filter. I got to get it changed real quick. It'll take me 2 seconds. Screw that. I'm not using them. I'm not worried about it.
He worked on lifted trucks and things like that where jack stands aren't really major.
Yeah, but this
issue.
one, and I get that. This truck needed to be on a stand, and hence
Okay.
it falling off a jack.
Okay, well,
Right.
yeah, but it can fall off a jack. But if it's a lifted truck, it's still not going to fall on you unless you're under the tire.
Right. So
said monster trucks.
that's what he did. I know. I get it.
Okay.
I get it. But I also said that the truck fell off the jack and squished the guy.
Okay. All right,
So obviously not a monster truck.
Got it.
Right. All right. So
Unless
we
he
checked the
was under
wallet.
the tire.
We checked the wallet, and the ID is from the husband.
Okay, it's still not a confirmed identification.
All right. So investigative step. We clear the scene. What's the very next thing we're going to do? Autopsy, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So we go to the autopsy.
Find out why he died.
Right. Cause of death: crushed by a truck.
Manner of death.
Manner of death: truck.
Heavy truck.
Heavy
So we're
truck.
saying blunt force trauma by a truck.
Yes.
To the chest
and
or whatever.
third-degree burns over 90% of the body.
Did it pop his head?
No.
Doesn't say.
No,
Just his chest?
And I've never read an autopsy where it said popped his head.
Okay.
John, I mean, you were a detective. Did
That's
you
a
ever-
real cop. Okay, that's a real cop talking.
Popped it like a zit.
Pop that
Take
bitch
back
like
to
a.
Animal House.
When you got there, he was DOT.
I'm a zit.
All right, John.
I got the reference.
LT, you want to make. You obviously want to complete the investigation. You want to make a full ID of the victim. What do you do? What are some things you can do?
Well, dental records.
Okay. He hadn't been to a dentist in 10 years.
That's okay. You can still do dental records.
Okay.
You can do DNA. Because there's going to be DNA.
What do you do to get a DNA match on this individual?
Well, first he would have to have his DNA somewhere in CODIS or somewhere else.
Only if he's a convicted felon.
I said, or somewhere else, already previously submitted. It could be to one of those family tree places or something else.
This probably happened before that.
Right, but what I'm saying is DNA, fingerprints, if any were still viable.
Nope.
Dental records. I don't really. I can't say off the top of my head.
What do you think is going to be the easiest in this situation?
Dental records.
So, John,
obviously that's not what he's looking for.
Do you agree with dental records that it's going to be the easiest?
Well,
because there's no database for dental records. Right.
Yes, but there is a comparison.
You go to the local dentist and you go, hey, here's his X-ray of his. Does it match Joe Bob? Yes, it matches Joe Bob. Okay, thanks.
But you have to find Joe Bob's dentist, and they have records.
Probably only two in the town.
And there's a whole lot of information that we don't have right now that I might be asking the wife.
Right.
Because you're like, well, he hasn't been to the dentist in 10 years. Well, how long have you been married?
Okay.
20 years. Okay.
He's missing a toe.
Dentist?
He's missing a toe on the left foot.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly, John.
You guys are tracking like a wild dog down this dental thing.
No. You asked me a question.
No, I get that, but let me ask you this: are you saying that tracking down dental records is easier than getting hair from his hairbrush?
No.
Cells from his toothbrush and comparing it to the body? Yes,
no.
Both of you guys are saying.
No.
Did I not say DNA?
Well, you said in CODIS.
I said DNA like CODIS or any other thing
But you didn't mention toothbrush or hairbrush. I'm just saying.
So it's like you being wrong about the criminal mischief from the last show.
I was not wrong.
Yes, you were.
100% right.
You're just being a jerk.
Oh my
I'm not being a jerk.
All right, go ahead.
You guys are being a jerk. I'm not being a jerk.
Go ahead.
All right.
Jerk face.
All right. So
that's his line. He calls us that all the time.
Anyway, so
I think I may remember this. Cheers. I don't even get a cheers.
So we understand that in a criminal investigation, there's many things going on at the same time. You tracking down this, tracking down that, tracking down this. So while you're tracking down either the DNA and the dental records, it comes to find out in this case the DNA did come back quicker, but what other things could you be doing lab-wise regarding this? No fingerprints, body's 100% gone. What other lab things could we be doing in this case?
So I could take the filament and have them do a spectroanalysis on it to make sure that the filament was actually intact at the time before it reached a certain degree. They can tell you that the melting point of the filament and everything else. But with the power being off, I mean, that power could have been turned off by the wife or by anybody else. You know, could have flipped a breaker. When it busted and the light bulb busted and caught on fire, it could have caused a short and popped the breaker.
Right, let me set you there. I'll give you that. The light was not on when the fire was started.
Okay, they determined it was not illuminated. Okay.
What else? What do we have next?
Was the breaker tripped or was it off?
I don't have that information.
Oh.
Solve the problem without the information.
I don't know. You know, you guys know that you don't always get everything you want. You don't always have everything in a case. You don't.
I would have checked.
How do you check?
If it's not thrown or if it's off. There is a difference.
Oh, no, it was off. I thought you were, it was off, but you couldn't tell if, I got you. Yeah, no, it was off. It was off.
So it wasn't tripped.
It wasn't tripped. It was off. No, I got you what you're saying.
Now,
I get
you
what you're
said
saying.
earlier, though, the breakers were off.
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't say tripped. I said off.
Okay,
So that's on you for not picking up on that.
No. Hold on. Stop this. Because you said breakers. Mm-hmm. Were they all off? Was there no power?
The main was off.
The main breaker. So
Yes.
there was no power to the garage
Correct.
at all.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that changes the situation.
Were there any lanterns or any type of other lighting devices being used? Because if the breaker's off, he would have said, holy shit, I can't see a damn thing. And was this at night?
No, it was middle of the day.
Okay, so he didn't need lanterns or anything. I mean, he might have needed a spotlight or
so
something.
we've checked the breaker. We've checked the light.
Okay.
What other things could we check?
I would
about
get
this?
with the fire marshal to find out if there's any accelerant. If there was...
If I had a score sheet, I would give you 10 points there.
I would check for, I would get a botanist.
Can I finish what I was saying?
I would get a botanist.
Can I finish what I was saying? With
No,
the score
no,
sheet?
no, I wanna
So
go
what
to
they
the
found
botanist.
out, what they found out was that the accelerant was not gasoline.
Kerosene.
No, I'm sorry. It was not diesel because it was a diesel truck.
Right.
It was more volatile than diesel.
So it could have been gasoline, could have
or
been kerosene,
or something like that. Was
or
not
white
diesel.
fuel or
Right.
anything
It was
else.
not diesel.
All right.
All right. So,
But here's the
So
deal.
we've-
a lot of
we've
people
done our
use
lab
parts
checks.
cleaners, too, to clean off parts and everything else, which is highly volatile.
no parts cleaner in the area.
Okay, all right.
So we've done the lab check. We've done the on the light. We've checked the accelerants. Outside of the lab, what are some things you? Let me ask you this: do you guys have a suspect?
Well, I mean, obviously, right now, the only other person you've talked about is the wife.
Okay.
So obviously, that's the wife.
So your number one suspect, because 80% of all crimes or murders are committed by the spouse.
And I'm going to ask her, was there anybody out here in the garage working on this truck with him that may have left to go, grab a part, may have grabbed some beer, may have grabbed, whatever.
Nope,
Was there
by
anybody
himself.
out here?
By himself.
Okay, by himself.
Yep. All right. So you're going to interview her, obviously.
Right.
What else are you going to do regarding her and him, like background?
Well, is it his truck or her truck?
His truck?
Okay, well, that's
Yep.
huge because it could be
Okay.
the person who owned the truck might have
Nope, it was his truck.
His truck. I mean, obviously, when you interview her, you can't interview him.
Right.
Okay, but you're going to talk to neighbors. You're going to find it,
Right, all that stuff.
His coworkers, anyone who had anything to do with him.
Right. Remember, means,
on.
motive, and opportunity.
Hold on.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Then
means,
I'm going
motive, and
to,
opportunity.
Then I'm going to ask, are you done?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to ask what their financial situation was like. I'm going to check to see if they are in foreclosure or if they are in any kind of banking problems or anything else. Then I'm going to check and see if there's a life insurance policy.
Let me stop you right there. There's a brand new $50,000 life insurance policy on the husband.
Taken out by who?
The wife.
Well, there you go.
She claims she knew nothing about it.
The policy or
The policy.
okay.
She said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't,
So
I
you
didn't
get with
take
the
that
company,
policy
you
out."
subpoena the records to find out who instituted the policy.
Right.
He doesn't like it when I'm right.
No, I love it when you're right. That's good.
He doesn't like it when we tell him to speed up. Come on, let's get this.
We're at 23 minutes. I'm just trying to
so
move
let's
forward.
hurry up.
All right.
He refuses to wear glasses. You see him out
Yeah.
here
I can
like
see it.
this?
My arms aren't too long now. All right, so
Okay, T-Rex. Good.
DNA and dental records come back.
It's not him.
Not the husband.
Not the husband.
You're
Not
not
the
getting 50
husband.
grand.
Where's the husband?
Where's the husband?
Well, nowadays, it could be the wife
So I'd
now.
be asking her, where in the hell's your husband?
That's my husband.
Yeah. No, it's not, man.
So
where is your husband?
Within 48 hours of the death, the wife requests the body for a cremation.
Of course.
Yeah, because she wants everyone to think it's their husband because the husband and her are in on a $50,000 insurance fraud.
What?
And they got some bum underneath the truck to work on his truck, and they set this whole damn thing up.
What?
Did I just solve the case?
So how do you find that out?
Well, you find
Intense questioning.
No. So we all understand that sometimes.
Credit card records. Where's the old man been? What's going on? What are
So-
they?
So you wait for the dental records, which we said 40
Right.
minutes ago.
And we said it's not him. I told you that. It's not him.
We know that now.
But
Okay.
we don't know who it is because there's no dental record database.
Okay, so you submitted
So-
the
so
DNA
we
to
all-
CODIS to find out who it is to try at least.
Nope. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's not
Okay.
a code.
All right.
So we all understand. Sometimes we just get lucky. Mm-hmm. You guys get a call from a mom that her son is missing.
What's his size and approximate weight and approximate age?
And do you have dental
And
records?
do you have dental records? And can I look at your hairbrush and your toothbrush and your every goddamn thing else that you said?
So
And the sock under his bed?
And it matches.
So we interview the.
By we,
the
do you
mom.
mean you actually?
No,
or
the detectives, you guys,
Of the mom.
interview the mom of the missing
kid.
Right.
Okay.
And he's about the same size,
Okay.
height,
Okay.
weight
Okay.
of the husband.
But it's not him. I was waiting for you to say,
no,
but
no,
it's not
no,
him.
no, no, no. The mom says, and so what do you guys do?
try and find
I
a
just
relationship
said.
between.
We want to get DNA from the son.
Well, yeah, we already said that.
Right.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I said we're going to go to the house. We're
Where,
gonna
where
put
the
on
hell do you get the sock under
the
the bed?
hairbrush, the sock
Oh, yeah,
under
yeah,
the bed, the
Anyway,
freaking toothbrush?
So yeah, so it's a match.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a match to the son.
So now you got to find a relationship between.
Absolutely, the correlation.
him
How do they
and-
know him?
So
Got this, brother.
you find out that the individual crushed under the truck is not the husband, but is the son or is the missing guy.
Okay.
She got a text from her son saying, "Hey, I'm going to Nebraska to work on a farm." And mom tells you, "No, my son would never text me. He would call me and tell me this."
Right, absolutely.
Right. So you're like, okay, this is obviously him. DNA comes back to him. Now, who do you suspect? Husband and the wife?
Well, there's a $50,000 policy taken out on him. Who took out the policy?
The husband took out the policy. It's a little sketchy if
Okay, so
the
he's-
wife knew about
So
it.
he set all of this up, and he got somebody that he knows to come over and help him work on his truck and set this whole thing up. And she just went along with it.
Possibly.
Okay.
So how do we find him? So we suspect that the husband's still alive.
Okay, yeah,
How
absolutely.
do we find him?
Credit cards?
Okay.
Is he using those?
Nope.
Put out an APB, put
Okay.
out a bolo, put out pictures all over the damn thing. We're looking for this individual.
So
let me
wire
ask
on the wife's
let me ask you
phone.
this. Now that you know what you know, what's missing from the scene? Or what would you look at the scene for?
Another vehicle that he left in.
Whose vehicle?
Well, I guess the dead guy's vehicle.
So you would put out a
Bolo for.
the dead guy's vehicle,
Yeah.
right? Now, how do you find if the husband is still alive? What can you do?
I just said that.
No, I know. What else can you do?
Call relatives.
As
see if
smart
they've
as,
seen him.
as smart as you guys are, I know that you would.
Call
get-
relatives, see if they've seen him.
I know that you would get
His
a
normal hangouts, a search warrant for the phone,
He's trying to answer the
wiretap
question.
for the phone. He's
so
asking
close,
me. I'm trying to
so
do it.
close, so close. You get a search warrant on the wife's email account.
I already said that.
Well, you said phone, but yeah.
You would get a
I
search.
did.
search
I said a phone tap.
Yeah, no, you get an email on her Gmail account. And it's weird how there's an email from the dead husband about the insurance policy and the ashes. Right? So, yeah. And you guys put out a bolo for the vehicle of the dead guy.
The husband.
Right? The vehicle for the dead
Right.
guy.
Right, but and the husband.
And you find him, you find the car, an agency a couple of states away finds the car at a hotel, they go in, Husband caps himself.
Okay. Now you
Now-
charge the wife with conspiracy to commit murder.
Interestingly enough, you get a call after all this is over with from a guy at Home Depot saying, hey, you know what? That guy who died and was responsible for all this, I was going to do some work for him, but he asked me to fill out an application that was overly detailed, that asked for scars, marks, tattoos, and piercings, and the whole 9 yards. And our husband started growing a beard. So our husband is on the right. The guy at Home Depot who was going to essentially be our victim was on the left.
It could be his, look at the picture, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It could be his freaking clone, man. Holy shit.
So he set this guy up. He said, "Hey, I need you to come over
I need
to the
some
house
help.
and do some work."
Yeah, I need
blah
some
blah
help.
blah. He
Yeah.
says, "Yeah, sure, absolutely."
Wow.
And the guy overslept. This guy overslept. So the husband panicked and called somebody else to come over. That kid to come over and do some
Yeah,
work.
but it all would have.
It would have done the same thing.
So basically, this was a wasted.
But this
episode.
guy, if you listen to this guy, he's like, "Holy shit."
I mean, yeah, I mean, it
Missing
looks
my
like,
alarm. Missing
Wow,
my
saved my
my
life.
alarm saved my life.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
So-
Holy shit.
So I
So
give
they
you guys
charge the
a
wife? They charge the wife?
No.
It's an
Wife did
episode
not
to
get
nowhere.
charged.
Did
Why?
nothing.
They couldn't prove.
He couldn't pin
They
it on her?
couldn't prove that
She was aware.
Her correlation.
aware
Right.
and part and a principal in the thing. Now, and just to dig
But
a
she
little,
caused it, and therefore it would be criminal mischief.
to dig a little deeper. So our husband, our bad guy,
Right.
owned a construction company. Remember, he did cars on the side as a hobby. His construction company was faltering and was in massive amounts
I
of debt.
called it. I
Yeah.
said, check them financial records.
Yeah. So, you guys did really well. How did you guys do? Are you guys greater detectives than our top-notch rated detectives on the
Probably.
board?
Probably.
Let us know. Comment down below how you guys did, how early you solved it, and while you're doing that, like and subscribe, share, and all that kind of stuff. Final comments?
That was great. I love these type cases. Stay tuned. Like I said, we are going to do some of these live where you guys can filter in, put your comments in. We're going to do a couple of call-ins and or at least one during the show and have them on speaker where they can kind of chime in. Hopefully it'll be someone with, some investigative experience and this and that.
Or not.
It'll be a lot of fun. And I think someone said they wanted to call in on one of the comments.
Right, absolutely.
And we may make it you, my friend. We
Yep.
may make it you, and you can call in, and you can go along with us. It'll be awesome.
I just want to reach out to one of our former sponsors, Tom Clem.
Absolutely. Tom Clem.
He just retired from the Sheriff's Department.
26 years.
Wow.
All right.
Salute, brother.
Salute.
You made it, my friend. You made it.
All right. You can come on the show if you want.
And
right?
just remember, at Surviving the Badge, Tom,
We still got your six.